Welcome to Nofsid TV. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications for more videos.
Hello, welcome to the show. My name is Adeyemi Adeiton, and today I'll be having a discussion with a gentleman in the house. His name is Mr. Oluyi Akintade Tayo, the president of Odua Youth Coalition. He is a media personnel and also a businessman. Mr. Tayo, welcome to the show.
It's my pleasure.
How are you doing today?
Doing very fine.
Okay, so please, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
I've said it all. Anyway, my name is Oluyi Akintade Tayo, president of Odua Youth Coalition, a media expert and a businessman.
Okay, so what is Odua Youth Coalition about?
Odua Youth Coalition is a sociocultural youth group that we are poised in redefining the position of the youth in the society and ensuring that we engage both the private, traditional rulers and our government on the activities and the transformation of the youth generally. And we are also poised on the development and the promotion of our sociocultural heritage. Like we are known for to be the Omoluabis, we are ensuring that the culture of our land doesn't go into extinction. That is what Odua Youth Coalition is all about.
Okay, like I said earlier, we'll be talking about Sunday Igboho first. What do you know about Sunday Igboho?
All I know about him is to be a right activist who engage in the emancipation of Yoruba people.
Okay, so what are the things he has done in the past that are remarkable? Probably one or two.
I want to use one as a point of contact, which was the Shaki 2003 brouhaha that brought the incumbent president, who was then aspiring to be president. That was the person of General Muhammadu Buhari, brought him to your state. Shaki people and the Fulanis had some clashes via the grazing and the likes, and there were a series of fights that erupted. And Sunday Igboho was actively in the war front too, saving the lives and properties of Yoruba people. So that has been his activity so far.
Okay. So recently, something happened that actually drew people's attention to Sunday Igboho, and that was the killings of people in Ibarapa town. And Sunday Igboho issued 7 days ultimatum for Fulani Herdsmen to vacate the town. Do you think he handled the situation wisely by giving them 7 days ultimatum to vacate the town?
I wouldn't say he had not handled it wisely, because I could recall before now, even Odua Youth Coalition severally has led series of protests within Southwest and even outside. We were in Abuja, we had a series of meetings with the people that matters. And since there is a lacuna in the section 14, subsection 2B of our constitution that empowers our leaders who are government to safeguard the properties of each of our citizens and to ensure that the welfare of the people is their primary aim and objective. And since we are bothered with that today we can no longer sleep with our two eyes closed, and our people can no longer plow they can no longer travel even within their locality, then I think guiding ourselves, guiding our lives with our own way is not really too bad. And what Sunday Igboho has done is to come out as a leader in the community. Though they are categorizing him to be a youth leader, we are not even arguing that. As a youth leader, as far as Yoruba land is concerned, he has come out to ensure that our people no longer live in fear, that they have somebody who can gather what the resources, the needed ability to ensure that there is peace and their properties are also safe. So what he has done by giving Fulani days ultimatum to exit his father's land, to an extent, is still within the confines of law, because the government has not done the needful. And once just like somebody comes to your house to rob you, it is expected that at every street, at every area, local or province, there are some certain securities that are expected to mount guard. And once they are not there for you, you are allowed and you are permitted to take a license from. There are some certain guns that you are permitted to take license. So once you take the license, even in Nigeria, it's embedded in our constitution. When you have that license and you are licensed with that gun, when the thief comes, you are expected to fire just to save your own life. So what he has done too is just because is to make sure that Yoruba land is safe for us and the people of Ibarapa no longer live in fear. So.
Okay, so about the recent happening that one of his house was set ablaze, and then people were saying that probably it does not have charm again, that because the Sunday Igboho of before they would have apprehended those people and they would have regretted their actions. What can you say about that? Do you still think it's still powerful?
There's nothing much to say. If you have been following the trend very well, we belong to the same WhatsApp group we talk. There are some groups who belong together as far as Yoruba is concerned. The online within ourselves. He came out to grant an interview immediately shortly after the house was raised down yesterday morning, and they stated it expressly without fear that he is giving those who did that just 48 hours. So for me to have now said that that is no longer powerful when the 48 hours has not even is still counting, he has given them 48 hours. That by the end of 48 hours, whoever either the person who was there at the point of executing the raising down of the house, or the person knows about those who came there, that they are going to run mad. He said TVC was there to cover it live, channels, TV and the likes, they all came. They were there to to cover the interview. So to now preempt him that he's no longer as powerful as it was before will be counterproductive of me. So I want to put it to him. He has said it. He said it just yesterday, and that is still less than 24 hours. So let us give him a benefit of doubt at 48 hours. When we cannot now count that these people are mad, then we now say Sunday Igboho is not as powerful as it was before.
What you're saying in essence is that we should cross our hands and expect something to happen in 48 hours, and if nothing happens, then we know. Okay. Another question I would like to ask you is, do you think Sunday Igboho is the spokesperson for the Yoruba people? Is he acting alone? Who are his supporters? Do you think he has politicians behind him?
According to him yesterday, when he was also granting the interview, I think there was a statement credited to one of our former senators from Ekiti State that was trying to say some things, though he has deleted that on the social media and where he posted it. Sunday Igboho stated clearly that any politician, and he stated that about 3 times, that any politician who is a Yoruba person or even outside Yoruba race, who knows or can come out openly to say he or she has given him a dime should come out. So that is to tell you that so far so good. He is not being sponsored by any politician. For what reason? Why would they sponsor him? The politicians that have crossed their hands over time on issues that borders on our safety, none of them is talking. Most of our big wigs, as far as Yoruba is concerned, are keeping mute. It is we who are youths and him as a point of contact that has come out to say to the world that we can no longer sleep with our 2 eyes closed. So we can see him as somebody who is speaking for us, but that doesn't mean he's a spokesperson for Yoruba. It doesn't mean that Yoruba people will see him, that they will credit to him that whatever he says, it is the entire Yoruba people that has said it. But as of today, the Yoruba people are supporting him because whoever is fighting for your rights, this is somebody who has come out. In Ondo States, in the last 2 weeks, we can recall several kidnappings and killings of notable people as far as Ondo State is concerned. The recent one is Dr. Arijo Shuyo, the Deputy Registrar of Federal University of Technology. This man was coming all the way from Ibadan, and within Akure Ilesha Road, he was shot by these people, and they took him to the hospital, but he could not make it. So just imagine these people were not there. this man would just have gone back to his home and would have slept safe, and he would still be living his life. So we don't have to wait until they come to our respective homes before we speak out. So him speaking, there is nobody that is sponsoring him. And he has also stated it that he believes that everybody is behind him, that all our traditional rulers are behind him. That if they are not behind him, let them come out and state it, that they are not behind, that they are happy with the fact that Yoruba people are being killed daily. And if you are not killed, you are being kidnapped for ransom. That if they are happy about that, let them come out. Which, as at this morning, none of our leaders or our traditional rulers has come out to say they are against what he's doing.
Well, do you think if he had said that they should come out to say, okay, I'm in support of what Sunday Igboho is doing, do you think they would have come out as well? Because there was something I read recently that our traditional rulers are somehow, yes, like they are just trying to play it safe.
We understand the game and we understand the terrain of Nigeria. If our traditional rulers are keeping mute, does not mean they are happy and does not mean they are supporting the existing issues or the existing problem. But the reality is they are meant to be neutral as far as, because we believe in one Nigeria. And the security challenges that we are facing today is not peculiar to a particular region alone. But we are applying the fact that we are the one domiciled here, we live here, we dwell here, and it is we that are concerned. And that is why we are clamoring for some measures that will curtail the issues before it gets out of hand. So that it is not compulsory that our traditional rulers come out to talk. Once we that are also their subjects are already coming out to talk. So in as much we know that they are not against our positions. Yeah. So it is not compulsory they come out to grant press statement or interview to show to the whole world that truly they are in support of whatever who is doing.
Okay. Sorry, I'm going to digress a little bit. But before I ask you my question, please don't forget to like, to comment, and also to subscribe to our channel. Now my question is, what has your organization, I'm talking about Odua Youth Coalition, what have your organization done about the recent happenings in Ondo State? Has there been should I call it a personal, something that you've done as a group to help the herdsmen?
Precisely last week, Monday, the governor made a pronouncement banning open grazing at night and underage grazing. And he also stated clearly that unregistered herdsmen who are in our forest should exit in the next 7 days. As an organization, immediately we swing our support for him. We threw our support behind him, that we are fully in support. And we came out, we wrote a statement, we granted series of press interviews with notable TV stations as far as Nigeria is concerned. He was also called on live program by some known, I wouldn't want to mention known TV stations as far as Yoruba land is concerned too. And why we did all of this was for them to know that we are in support of what Mr. Governor has done, because it is still in line with the Constitution and it is on our own favor. People who die daily as a result of this, it is those who they mentioned that we know. There are people who are also subjected to this ordeal that we don't know them because they might not popular, they might not have people. Like somebody was saying yesterday, a traveler, somebody who is just traveling, who doesn't have any relation in Akure or in Ondo State, who was only a passerby going to probably the east or the north, and he or she has been kidnapped. He or she will only contact his or her relation who are dwell in whichever places they are, and they must have paid the ransom and they must have been released without our knowledge. And even if the police have this information, they will keep it off the media. But it is those who we know in Ondo State that we hear of on a daily basis. And even those we hear of is enough for us to clamor for the fact that we no longer want this occurrence again. So when we now imagine us amounting those who they kidnap on a daily basis, then it's enough for us to even through the street of Akure or the street of Ondo State saying this is our position. So we have over time thrown our position. And even before now, I recall June 10, 2019, we led the protest in Akure, telling the Fulani Herdsmen. That was shortly after this daughter of Parube Vashonroti was killed along Lagos or a road. We were in Akure June 10, and in June 12, Yoruba World Congress, which I also led, also came out. And it was all this advocacy that formed opinion that brought the advent of Amotekun that was created in 2020. So these are activities that we have engaged in ensuring that the safety of lives and property in Yoruba land is achieved without issues.
That's a great word. Well done.
Thank you very much.
And we still expect more from your organization, as God will be helping you. Okay, so now back to Sunday Igboho and Herdsmen. Where do you see this crisis leading to? Do you think it would? Where do you see it leading to?
I wouldn't want to preempt where the crisis is leading to, rather than say if the governments are proactive enough. Though just yesterday, there was, maybe on Monday, there was a meeting called by the federal government instructing the Miyetti Allah and the governors, the entire Southwest governors, where they met here in Akure, and they all resolved that night grazing should be banned and underage grazing should also be banned, and that every herders should register with their respective state government via the Ministry of Agriculture through the Department of Forestry. And I think that's a very good, that's a bold step. So if those steps are taken and there are strict measures to ensure that whoever is not registered is thoroughly exited out of the forest, we want to believe that there won't be any war. And what Sunday Igboho is clamoring for must have been achieved without fight. But we will not also leave the fact that those people are people who are sometimes they believe they have some backing, probably the presidency, because I saw online yesterday their youth wing, though they were reading English as if they were reading Arabic, and why somebody who was reading a press statement and was just pronouncing so many things. You know, they were also, just yesterday, they still called for the arrest of Igboho and the governor of Ondo State. Just imagine a youth organization calling for the arrest of a sitting governor who has the immunity. Shows they are not even inclined, or they are not even, they are not acquainted with the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. So this set of people are the people who are throwing their weight behind all these criminals and these people who perpetrate this evil. So we want to believe if the government would definitely do the needful, there won't be further reoccurrence of clash between the Yoruba people and the Fulanis. But if, quote, if, and quote and unquote, if, we don't know what can happen, because our people are hell-bent in protecting themselves, and nobody can stop us from protecting our own lives and property. So that is just all I have to say about the issue of Sunday Igboho.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, because you mentioned this has brought another question to my mind about the recent meeting that happened on Monday. Because our men was also, we had people to represent us at the meeting. There was this notion that that the people that are really doing the that are really doing the evil work, the killing, the kidnapping, are not really herdsmen, but they disguised to be herdsmen. Because there was probably like what do I call it now? They likened it to the EndSARS protest. You know, during the EndSARS protest, we were meant to believe that, okay, there were some people that disguised themselves to be protesters that actually did those evil things they did. So there was this notion that those doing the harmful things are not really herdsmen, but people that have disguised themselves to be herdsmen. What do you have to say about that?
It would be counterproductive if anyone is trying to compare EndSARS protest and Fulani Herdsmen killing, because we read about it too. We were not there because we choose not to be there, because we were mourning some of our comrades who lost their lives during the Akungba incident. But we followed the situation thoroughly, and we were able to get the information of the meeting as it was ongoing. And even short while after the meeting, we got the proceedings of everything that happened therein. But the reality is this: if anyone is trying to tell us that they are not, that those who perpetrate those evils are hiding under the guise of Fulani Herdsmen, or that they are not elders, then the presidency who spoke via his spokesperson Gabashew, who actually responded to the governor of Ondo State order, responded in a way and manner to which it's left us to be suspecting that if truly those people are not up to something, because if people who had gone under, who had been victim, had come out to tell us that these people doesn't speak Hausa, these people doesn't speak Yoruba, they don't speak Igbo, neither do they speak Ibarapa or do they speak Tif, that they speak Fufude. And we all know those who speak Fufude as far as Yoruba, as far as Nigeria context is concerned. These are Fulani people. And that these people are people at which they know this forest. The people who dwell mostly in the forest are elders because they graze. And by virtue of their grazing, they had more knowledge about the forest than even those who farm. So if truly these are people who hide under the guise of elders, then let the real elders register. And I think they have commenced the registration yesterday. So let the registration, as it has commenced, let it continue to go on. And by the time the registration has been fully done, and the government now have the numbers of those who are registered with them, then, and those who are registered with them must have been given the street documents of what to work with. And if they comply without any aberration, that by 6 p.m. all your cattle should have returned back to a particular base. You guys are not allowed to be in the forest anything else from 6. Then if the law agencies, if the security agencies are there to now ensure the strict compliance of what the government has laid down, that anything from 6 up by 7 p.m. upward, whoever we found is found in the forest should be arrested. Then would identify these people. But if you keep looking at their response and you keep looking at the way they are attacking this issue, it gives us concern. Because even when you tell them, when the governors held a meeting on Monday with the Mietiala, and on Tuesday, Mietiala, under the guise of Mietiala Youth Group, came to announce that the governor should be arrested with Sunday Igboho. Even when the IG had initially pronounced the arrest of of Sunday Igboho and resigned on that, claiming that okay, there shouldn't be arrest, but there should be peace, come by a court meeting within Sunday Igboho and the Commissioner of Police in Oyo State, and they should find a lasting solution, because they know what he has done is not actually wrong. If you take him to the court of law, under some sections in Nigerian Constitution, he is still empowered to do what he has done. But the youth who we believe are also throwing their support on with these evildoers are giving us sense of reason to feel that their claim that they are not Fulani herders, that they are hiding, is just a blatant lie. So it is until the registrations are complete, and when it is now time for the government to ensure strict compliance of the laid down rules, that we would know if truly they are hiding under or they are not. But to me, I wouldn't want to believe that they are hiding, because even moving away from southwest or southeast or south-south, going to the north, we have seen Governor of Zamfara, Zamfara or Katsina State, addressing an elder who was on a live TV with AK-47 ammunition. And AK-47, AK-49 is restricted. There are certain force who use these, who are meant to use the gun. So, and this, we know the certain guns that are licensed for private individuals. You cannot be, as a person, I am not licensed to use pistol. No matter how small, I am not licensed to use it. So if a pistol is found on me and I am not a security personnel, then I should be tried in the competent court of law. But in Nigeria, this person was seen live. Until today, he was not even arrested nor tried. So if that is happening over there, and you are telling us here that they are hiding under the guys of Fulani, we will not believe such statement. We see that as trying to bamboozle us, and we cannot be bamboozled. So we, as people, have given our government the benefit of doubt. And so far so good in Ondo State, the governor has still stated, and he has even started that the strict compliance of that those who are not registered should exit. And they have the security agencies has been moving around the forest to ensure that they are complying with that. And the youth organizations too are forming some kind of group that at respective locality would have representatives there who will bring those who are domiciled in that area, who knows the terrain, who will be going into those thick forests and ensure that their people are safe beyond what Sunday Igboho is already doing.
Wow, it has been an amazing time with you, Mr. Akintade. Thank you very much for being a part of today's show. Thank you very much for being a part of today's show. Thank you. I remain Adeyemi Adeito, and this is Nofsid TV.